Hello, how are you guys doing? I am currently, a little thumbnail. I am currently taking down stuff, but I am going to, I don't want to, it's like a bad angle. That is a bad angle. Hold on a second. I am, oh, well, I can't do that because that's my remote. Hold on, I'll get my other remote. I'm going to pick a movie to put on in the background. So if you don't know, what you don't know is a lot. That's okay. I mean, I look heavy, but I don't look that heavy. Cabin in the Woods. I want to watch Cabin in the Woods. I put on horror movies. I know you have to buy it. Scary movies. So I put on a horror movie every day as I am like uploading my videos and all that, all that kind of stuff. So you want to come up here, honey? It's Pee-Pee, he says. Hello, everybody. Oh, Pee-Pee, you have a little bit of the gold fan on you. So, I'm going through here right now and I'm picking out a movie to watch. And I'm not, typically I pick movies that I have seen before. That way I don't have to like keep up with what's going on, if that makes sense. I haven't seen, I'll just kind of like shout out ones that I see that I think I might want to watch. I haven't seen any yet that I think might be really good ones. Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. Okay, which one is that? Is that the one that I like? An Incident, Celtic. Okay, I like that one. So I might watch that one. The Collector is really, really good, but I don't want to watch that. Final Destination, which one is this? I've watched almost all the Final Destination now. Horrible Fates Await, friends. Which one is this? The Final Destination. Okay. This is going to sound so strange to you, but there is something very soothing to me about, oh my God, Jaws. There's something very soothing to me. I'm like trying to think of like the first Jaws. There's something very soothing to me about, I was like thinking of Jaws 2 and I was thinking of Jaws 1. Jaws 2 is when they go out on all the boats. There's something very soothing about me watching a horror movie. I don't know how to explain it, especially the screams. But I think Scream 4 or 5 is the only one on here. Final Destination, I've already watched that. I don't want to watch ones that like I just watched, but I don't want to. What is Black Water with the alligator? That looks scary. I don't want to watch ones. Jeepers Creepers 2, I just watched that. Psycho, I haven't watched that in a long time. Might be Psycho. I don't want to watch ones that I just watched, but I want to watch ones that I know well enough that like, I like the like, oh, I know what you did last summer. Okay, that might be a contender. And Halloween is a contender. I think I Know What You Did Last Summer might be the winner here. Come here. Boo Radley says. How are you, Boob? He said, who are all those people that are talking to me? Those are the people on the camera, Boo. He says, I don't know those people, and I'm scared. Why are you scared? He said, because I don't want to watch a horror movie. Well, what do you want to watch? He says, I like that Beverly Hills Chihuahua. Oh, okay. Beverly Hills Chihuahua. Come here. And then look who else is here. Oh, Lord. How are you doing, Tukey? It's Mr. Tucker. He has the most beautiful eyes in the whole world, don't you? You want to be up here? Okay. Now, if you're going to be up here, and Pee-Pee's going to be up here, you know this one's going to want to be up here, too. Who's my baby? Who's my little baby? You are. Okay. So, there they are. Okay, let's go back to picking a movie. Stephen King's Cujo, Silence of the Lambs might be a good one. That's a little dark for me, though, tonight. I watched The Craft yesterday. I kind of like my hair right now. I like it a little bit like this length is good for me. Okay. I'm getting it cut next week. Lake Erie, I don't know what that is. The original Psycho. The Crazies. Oh my God, The Lords of Salem by the Rob Zombie movie. I've always wanted to see that and I never saw it. Maybe I'll watch that later. House of a Thousand Corpses. I love that movie, but it gets kind of really weird. Hostel. Ugh. that movie. I brought Hostel 1 and Hostel 2 to Gatlinburg, Tennessee for the last time my mom and I went down there, and she was like, why are you making me watch this movie? Halloween H2O, watched, so we can't watch that again. Hannibal, Boo Radley is licking my shirt right now. The original Jeepers Creepers, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. There are some good ones on here. These are all free. The Mist. Maybe I'll watch The Mist again. The Birds. I've watched so many of these. Oh my God, the original Dress to Kill. That is such a good movie. Which Hostel is that? Hostel Part 2. Those Hostel movies are scary as hell. Dawn of the Dead. Is that where they live in the mall? What is Soul Survivors? I thought that was like The Meat Train. I wish you guys were like shouting at me like, watch that one, watch that one. You probably are, and I just can't hear you, obviously, because you're on the other end. You're like, Peter, just pick something so we can move on to hearing you talk, because this is stupid. Oh my God, Island. I forgot all about that movie. Day of the Dead. Rosemary's Baby. These just go on and on forever. All the Friday the 13th are on here. Dude Bro Party Massacre 3. The People Under the Stairs. I've actually never seen that. Blair Witch Project. That'll give me a headache because it shakes so much. Evil Dead. Black Christmas. Oh, The Faculty. Disturbing Behavior. Oh my God, these are all the ones that I liked back in the day when I was like, Ghost Story. That's old. Raising Jeffrey Dahmer. I can't believe I haven't seen that one. I gotta remember that I want to see that. Is there any way to like... Boo Radley, why are you licking me? I thought there might be a way to like put in there that you want to watch The Arrival. What's that? Moderate. I wondered if she could do... What is this in the background? Oh, my husband always has it on closed captions. Isn't that so funny that he does that? Cape Fear, I love. The Gate is one of the scariest movies ever. The Gift is really good. Oh my God, there's so many good movies on here. You guys, what should we watch? I don't know. What should we watch? Mimic 3. I didn't even know there was more than one. What is that with some fake doll? The Girlfriend. Okay, let's go up here and just pick one. Which one should we pick? Let's pick... Scream. Should we pick Scream again? Let's pick... Boo Radley, what do you want to see? Disturbing Behavior. Which one? Is that the one with the teacher? Students investigate their two perfect classmates. Which ones are below here? I don't remember this, so let's watch Disturbing Behavior. Do you see Boo Radley? He just licks constantly. Okay, so we got that going on. Ooh, there's my workout for the day. Oh, my Lord. Okay, let's go into the kitchen. I think there are some very hungry little boys. And I will make dinner for them. Look, I just made dinner. Look, I'm almost done with my second container of Halo Beauty, which doesn't smell. It smells kind of a little bit, I guess, maybe, but I don't even know what it smells like. Who's hungry? Are you, BB? Huh? They go crazy when I cook. Really? What are we having tonight? Beneful Medley's Mediterranean style. That sounds delicious. Oh my Lord. I know. I put it on a fancy plate and everything for you, Pee-Pee. Look at this. Mmm. Hold on, honey. It's coming. I know. We're almost done. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. You hungry? Do you hear Pee-Pee? Okay. I'll be right back. I have to take them their food. Pee-Pee, here's yours, honey. There you go. Yum. Come on, Toots. There you go. Oh. There you go, Bradley. We have to feed them in 3 separate places because if we don't, they will eat each other's food. Doing dishes with Peter. What's the dish? What's the tea? What's the 411? Just in case you ever wanted to know, the only kind of hand soap that I used to use a really cheap kind, but I changed about 6 months ago and I use this Myers. It's my favorite. This is Bluebell, but my favorite is Peony. Peony. I have the candle waxes all lit and everything. I have to put Pee-Pee's picture back up. Right there. And the candles. How was dinner, Tucker? Was it good? How was dinner? Was it good? Yum. Everybody ate their dinner. Boo Radley is always the last to eat. He takes his sweet ass time. Okay. I want to go buy some plants. I told Alex, I think I want this to all be plants, and then we're going to get a tree and put it back there. And then we're going to get a bunch of plants for out on our patio this year. Once we get our couch, we are trying to find out. We're going to go this weekend and get patio furniture. And then we're probably going to go on Saturday or Sunday. And then we're going to do a little date night after we put it out there and put it together. And we're going to have a little picnic. Yeah. Let's go check in with the videos and see where they're at. Okay. So, my BookTube video is almost rendered. So now I have to render my Peterisms video. My nose has been driving me crazy today. All those Indiana allergies. I don't want to. Hold on. You're just going to deal with the butt lady for a second. Just not. Okay. And where are we on my video being uploaded? 27 minutes left. I don't know what's been going on with the internet lately, but it's been taking me so much longer to like upload videos. Here, I'm gonna put this here where like, uh-oh. Look, my little rooster thing fell. I'm gonna put that right there while I take my stuff down and I'll talk to you guys. Alex is out to dinner with his friend. He just got off work. And I was gonna go, but I was still getting my videos up. this restaurant that they like called Luvino. It's a wine experience. And her boyfriend is in town, so they're going to do that. Let's turn on the lights outside. Are you finished eating, Boo Radley? How was it? Oh. And I just got stuff done, and I am going to bring their beds down here so they can sleep on the patio with me, and I'm gonna read, I think is what I'm gonna do. And I need to get something to eat for dinner, but I'm not super hungry right now. So I don't know what I'm gonna get for dinner yet. It's always the question, isn't it? What should we have for dinner? I've been going to the Kroger lately and just getting stuff randomly that I want. All done. You know what? You guys can come with me while I clean my drawer upstairs. You want to do that? Okay. I've been meaning to clean this drawer out. I started it earlier, and then I just put stuff back in it. So. Okay. I'll sit down on the floor, and I'm just gonna go through this stuff so that I have an area to put all my masks and stuff. Band-Aids, I have to keep these Band-Aids. Okay. We have all these cologne samples. Angel for Men, Spice Bomb. Spice Bomb's gone. Angel's gone. Tom Ford. Somebody sent these to me. Alvina, I don't know what that is. Beard Lube. My contacts. Actually, a good pair of scissors. This Jan Marini skincare that Alex gave me. I'll keep all the skincare stuff. Okay. Nose hair trimmers. Okay, American Crew beard thing. I don't need that. This Michael oil. Okay, here's Angel for Men. I like that. I used to wear Angel for Men, actually. Oil for the Bulgari Aqua. Bengay. Hand sanitizer. Eyelash curler. Why? I don't know. Contact case. A little needle and thread, which I'll probably need now that I threw it out. What is this? Cleaner for my glasses. Can throw that out. Ray-Ban cleaner. Appliance oil for a razor. Ooh, that cologne is a lot. Daily facial cleanser. Okay. The problem is, here's my Alex got me that for my suitcase. Vape Bow Rub. I'll throw that out. Buy some more if I need it. A little mirror. Never know when you might need a little mirror. The problem is, I don't know how to clean out the rest of this. Okay. Now, I'm gonna clean out down here. So, do you guys ever feel like completed when you clean? Like, I love to clean. Like, it always makes me feel so much better after I clean. I'm gonna put this, I need to clean out the top drawer too, but that may not happen today. Because a lot of this stuff can go in there. I just want, there's underneath there. I just want the second drawer for all that kind of cleanliness stuff. So here's my DOP kit cosmetic case that I use when we travel. And this big case of Extreme Hold hairspray, which I never use hairspray, so I'll probably throw that out. And then I have all of these face masks. Okay, beard oil. These are those hydrating masks that I'm like obsessed with. You guys want to see all the masks I have? I have all these masks. And then I have this Kingsman beard products for, I need to put all of my beard products in like one thing is what I need to do. So. I need to go get some like containers or some like boxes or something for underneath here. Because like Alex has his all organized and I just don't. But I want to put all of my beard stuff. I have like a lot of different beard oils and stuff. I like never comb my beard. That's so stupid. Okay. But I want to put all of my beard stuff in one thing. What is this? Post shave. I'm not going to use that. What is this? This must be shampoo and conditioner that we got from some hotel. Oh, it smells good. I like that. Mandarina. I think we got these when we were in... Look, I still have Old Spice. Do you guys... I love Old Spice. And that can go in the trash. I don't know where we got these products, but they smell so good. Ooh, I like those. I have all these little like containers that I was going to start like putting lotion in, and it never happened. What's in this bag? Oh my god, shampoos and conditioners from hotels. Did I not just talk about this in a video? I think I did. Chopsticks, those can go downstairs. You guys, I am feeling very accomplished. I have 2 gift sets of Hans de Foucault. I'm gonna give those away as a gift. Oh my god. I'm so ready to get this cleaned out so I can start using it. Good night. Calming. Sweet orange. Okay. Oh my god. I don't need these cleaners for my glasses. You guys, I need a trash bag is what I need. What is all of this? Samples. Oh, what is this? Oh my lord. Okay, I'm gonna put this daily beard lube conditioning shave. I'm gonna put those in there. Okay. This can go over there. This can be thrown in the trash because it's junk. Do you guys ever have days where you just clean stuff out and you feel like very accomplished? Like I always feel accomplished like when I get all this stuff done. Like I feel like, why did I wait forever to do this? This must be stuff that I take on trips with me because it's like, I mean, this is so old. I need to just throw all this stuff out. Oh my god, this is the oil for the cologne that I wear now. So for a long time, you guys want to hear a little thing? I bought these oils. You can buy them online. And they're supposed to like matte, like that's the Aventus. This is Bleecker Street. They don't, any of them smell like the real thing. They just don't. Okay, I need to throw all of this out. Oh, let's keep this bag, because I like this little bag. Look at this little Gauge bag. I used to only wear Gauge hair products. Isn't that so funny? Peter, you need a trash bag. Throw all that out. Okay. Throw that out. This can go up into the cabinet as well. And then, what is this? This was when we were cleaning the floors. We put that on the cleaner stuff. This is, you guys are gonna die. Like this entire underneath the sink is cleaned out. I'm so proud of myself. Ugh. My mother gave me this soap like 20 years ago. Needless to say, it can be thrown in the trash. Okay, so now everything is out from underneath there. I am just going to keep that in there. I don't even know that I'm gonna put my trash bag back in there. I need to get a little basket for all of my face masks that I have and that people have sent me. I get a little basket to put all those in. Down here. The face masks of the world unite. What is this stuff in here? Ooh, another little beard stuff. Okay, I'm gonna put all the beard stuff in here. Beard, 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 beard. Okay. So I have all my beard stuff in one little box. Go back in there. Oh my God, it's all completely clean. I cannot believe it. Peter, how did you accomplish that? Well, I'm basically a clean genius. Okay. So. And then I need to get a trash bag. I'm like almost at 30 minutes. That's crazy. You guys are like, Peter, you wasted an entire vlog talking about this. No, I'm going to get in my car and I'll drive around and talk. I promise. Okay. Do I need that hairspray? I never use hairspray, ever. Put this stuff up in the closet. Give these to Alex. Put over here somewhere. He holds on to all that stuff. There. And I'm going to throw away this hairspray because we don't need it. And this can go in here in my little clean drawer with my lip scrubs and everything else. Oh my God! Oh my God, I'm so happy. It's all clean. I cannot believe it. And I'm going to put in here my Lush products and my lip scrubs and all my lip scrubs in front. And then I have my little face masks right there. And I love this stuff. Did you guys see this stuff? Did you put it underneath your eyes? I'm gonna go in there. And then I'm gonna pick one chapstick to put in there that I can use. Pink guana, mango, or pump. I'm gonna pick the pink guana. All right, so I've got my drawer completely. I mean, I need to vacuum it out, but can we just talk about that? Hello, thank you. So anyway, very, very excited. Got stuff done. Thank you guys for being here along the ride with me. You guys are such hard workers, you know that? Anyway. Okay, well, I will be back in just a little while. I'm gonna do the next drawer next. I'll be back in just a little while, you guys, and probably later when I'm driving around and talking, because I know that that's the part you guys like, and you don't just love this part, so, okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was something different. I mean, it's something different than me just sitting there, right? All right, you guys, I love you, and I'll be back in just a little while. Hello. I'm back. We just had one hell of a spring storm, and I laid down for a little bit tonight, and Alex, like, came home from dinner and went right to bed, and so I thought, well, I'm gonna lay down with him too. So we were laying there and we both fell asleep, and Pee-Pee was there, but Boo and Tucker were down in their house, and like I woke up to like crashing thunder and lightning, and Pee-Pee was like sitting right on my chest. He was like so nervous, and he never gets nervous about storms, and it was kind of cute, but he was like right in between us. Like he kept on moving like off my chest and then going over to Alex, and then I couldn't find him, and I was like, because I fell back asleep for like 10 minutes, and I woke up because it was storming again, and I was like, Pee-Pee, where are you? Pee-Pee, where are you? And I couldn't find him, and all of a sudden his little two ears like popped up, and he was sitting, Alex was turned towards the other way, and he was like sitting and he just was looking at me like over Alex. It was so cute. Anyway, I didn't know we were supposed to have rain tonight, but we did. love a good spring storm like this. There's nothing like a spring storm in the Midwest in like early, May. When I was growing up, we had a porch on our house that was like, it's hard to explain because people always think I mean like a screened-in porch, and it wasn't. It was like a room in our house. But we had like 8 windows on all 3. It, like, you step down into it off of our dining room, and then it had like green carpet, and it was all white brick, and then it had like on each side, it was 3 sides, and it sat in the woods, were like 8 crank out windows that were like 6 feet tall. And on nights like this, my mom would just like crank out all the windows. We would sit, you could just feel the air like move in the room. It was so nice. And my mom would always talk about the electricity. She'd be like, can you feel the electricity from outside? And then I love the episode of Roseanne when they're like waiting for the tornado. And which is weird because like spring in Indiana is like tornado weather, and we haven't had any like tornado warnings or watches or anything yet. But the tornado episode of Roseanne is like one of my favorite Roseanne episodes, and he's like, the sky looks like indigo ink. I love weather. And I know that sounds kind of like a strange thing to say, and I don't mean it from like a meteorologist point of view that I like wanted to be like a weatherman or anything. I just appreciate weather, and the weather changes. And I think like if we ever moved to Florida full time, one of the things that I would miss about it is like the changing of the seasons. And it's so interesting because like by the time spring rolls around and summer rolls around, which this year just kind of like went right into summer because it was like 86 today. By the time that spring and summer roll around in the Midwest, you're really ready for it. Like winter's been long enough and you're ready to have some nice weather. And then summer gets just so hot that by the time that fall comes around, you're ready, to wear sweaters and jean jackets and all that stuff. And then winter comes, and it's kind of nice to have a little, fireplaces and hot coffee and hot. I mean, it seems like the seasons always kind of just come at the time that they're supposed to, and I mean, obviously, but you know what I mean. Like we're ready for them, and I think that like one of the things that's been hard the last couple years, and I think this is like, I guess, global warming, if that's really what's going on, is that the seasons don't change like they used to when I was growing up as a kid. Spring came so late this year, and winter came early last year, so it's like, I don't know, maybe it's not a whole lot different. Who knows? It's not like I'm breaking out the Farmer's Almanac and looking at what our weather was like 100 years ago. But it's interesting, when you like, I don't know, it's just like I like unexpected weather and not knowing where it's going to go. But I will say this, like when I look at the Weather Channel, app, and I see that the next 10 days are going to be in the 80s, no matter if that's rain or sun, I have to say I'm very happy that I can just wear shorts on a daily basis with a t-shirt. Like I love that. And although I think for me, like it gets to be a little lazy because then I just wear Birkenstock sandals and shorts and a t-shirt every day, and that's what I'm most comfortable in, which who cares, Back in the day, when I was working, and a lot of when I was working, I had to go do a lot of public speaking. And so on days that I had to do public speaking, I never wore ties. I was never a big tie person for work. And where I worked, we didn't have to. In fact, business casual was stressed, but business casual was always like pants, like not jeans. Like we had jeans days, but those were always like really casual days, typically Colts days, like the Colts football team. Like if they were playing that weekend, we would have like a jeans day. But which you were supposed to wear a jersey or a t-shirt, which I didn't own one, so I never wore one. I just always wore jeans. But like business casual was considered, you know, like polo shirts and like khakis or blue pants or olive pants or whatever. And I mean, I always dressed cute, but every day I would like, the night before I would go to work the next day, it's like baffling to me that I lived this life sometimes. You know, the night before I would iron my pants, iron my shirt. I can see myself, like, it's so funny, in my old apartment, my ironing board out. I don't even know where that ironing board is anymore. I must have thrown it out because I have my mom's ironing board in the basement. But I used to iron so much. I love to iron. In fact, I remember when my mom taught me how to iron because I wanted some shirt like iron, like when I was growing up, and I was like 13 or something, 12 or 13, and it was like late at night, and I was like, I've got to have this shirt for tomorrow. And she was like, well, why didn't you tell me? And I was like, I don't know, I just thought, all of a sudden I just decided that I wanted to wear it. And she was like, well, there's all these shirts in the closet that you can wear that are iron. Why don't you wear one of those, you know? I was like, but I want to wear this one. She's like, okay, I'm going to teach you how to iron a shirt. And then going forward, if you need something at 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock at night, the night before, you can do it. Otherwise, I'll iron your stuff. She used to, like, I mean, my mom was so old school. We read, I'll never forget when we read Betty Smith's Tree Grows in Brooklyn, and I always thought of my mom in that book because, like, the mother would, like, do you know the book I'm talking about? Oh my God, I love that book so much, and the movie is fantastic too. And they used to put a little bit of vanilla in the coffee percolator, and after we watched that movie and read that book, I had to have a percolator, a coffee percolator. And that year for Christmas, I'm just totally rambling from one topic to the next, I apologize, but after that year, I made my mom, like, I didn't make her, but for Christmas, I really wanted a percolator. Do you guys know what a percolator is? It's like the coffee maker where it goes bloop at the top, bloop, and then when it stops doing that, you know it's done. Well, I got one, and I was so excited. Oh my God, I love that percolator. And you put like a teaspoon of vanilla in the coffee, and that's what the mom did in the book, and that was like her little special treat. But they had this really small apartment, and I can't remember what the little girl's name was in the book, but they were very, very poor, and something like the dad passes away, or I don't know what happens. Something happens, they have no money, and the mom would like iron every night, and I think she may have ironed for other people too, and my mom would just, like, I can remember, like, when I was growing up, like, we would sit there and watch a movie or a TV show, and she would literally iron, like, 20 shirts in a row, like hers and mine, and just one shirt after another. And I just kind of, like, fell in, like, this is, I guess, a little unknown fact about me. I, like, fell in love with ironing. Like, I love to iron. And I can iron a badass shirt or a pair of pants like nobody's business. People don't really iron as much as they used to, you know? People get their stuff done at dry... Do people still even take their stuff to dry cleaning? Alex does every once in a while. I just think it's so expensive. I think dry cleaning is so expensive. I've never, as an adult, taken my stuff to dry cleaning. And I've never really had stuff that I had to, you know? But, like, if I have, like, you know, I have a whole rack in the basement of shirts that I've ironed, so if I ever need a shirt to go to something, I have them just down there ready. But it's so funny looking back on that, how much I love to iron. And then when I was working, every night I would, like, iron my outfit, my shirt and my pants, and I would, you know, it was always like khakis or, like, you know, blue pants, and then I would, like, fold them or put them on a hanger. Do you remember those hangers, like, that you would get at the dry cleaner that have, like, the bar? Anyway, you guys know what I'm talking about? And, with my shirt, and then I would put, like, my shoes right next to it. And I either always wore these, like, Skechers clogs that I had. God, I forgot about those. I loved these shoes. And, that was, like, when I was in my 20s, like, early 20s. They sound cheesy, but they weren't. They were very cool. Or I would wear, like, Birkenstock clogs or sandals, because we could wear clogs and sandals to work. And in the winter, I always wore, like, Sperry's. I was very preppy. Preppy Peter. I remember, I had a faux, like, mohawk, like a faux hawk for a really long time. And my hair is, like, so thick that I could literally get out of the shower and it would just, like, dry straight up like this, and then I would just put the material in it. Well, my supervisor called me into her office one day, and she was like, one of the things they were really weird about was, okay, we couldn't have any visible tattoos, we couldn't have any facial piercings other than our ears, and like you couldn't have like really out there anything about yourself. Although I had a coworker that had dreadlocks all the way down her back, and they didn't have any problems with that. And the kids loved it. The kids loved her dreadlocks. So anyway, but my coworker or my supervisor called me in one day, and she was like, you know, she was like, she was kind of really conservative. And she was like, you know, I was just really thinking about, like, she wouldn't even let her daughter listen to Britney Spears music because she thought she was a bad influence. So anyway, her daughter did just fine. She made it out of high school just fine. So anyway, I remember, like, something about Britney Spears, like, I had a Britney Spears CD or something, she's like, in my car, and she was like, oh, I would never let my daughter listen to that. I was like, why not? And she's like, she's a bad influence. I was like, she's like, we only listen to Christian rock music. I was like, oh my God, I feel sorry for your daughter. Anyway, I mean, I just think that music is one way that we find ourselves, you know, not just as only as adults, but especially as, you know, teenagers. I think music defines our existence. And I mean, if I was only allowed to listen to a certain kind of music, no matter what it was, I think I would lose myself. Anyway, but she was like, yeah, I kind of have an issue with your hair. It's like, and I was like literally one of the first people that had like a faux hawk, okay? Like, I mean, it was cute. Like, I should find some pictures of it. Well, actually, that video that I did on my Peterisms calling Success Waiting to Happen, if you go in there, you can see like, you can see the picture, like in there I have a faux hawk and my hair is like dyed black. And she was like, I have an issue with your hair. And I was like, what's your issue with my hair? She's like, I just don't think it's very professional. Because you have it like all up and it's kind of messy. And I was like, she's like, it looks kind of like what they call bedhead. I said, yeah, you realize there's a whole like line of products dedicated to that look, right? I know, I just don't think it's very professional. She's like, I would like you to think about getting your hair cut. Well, here's the thing. I'm not a rule follower today, but back then I was a rule follower. Like, after I got sober, like, I did everything I was told. I was such a rule follower, you know? And I actually went home and thought about it, like, okay, what should I do with my hair? And instead, what I did was I cut out all these pictures. I like found articles like in Forbes. There was like it was like they had just put out like Forbes, I don't know, like, you know, 40 under 40 or whatever. And I went through there and I pulled out like 3 pictures of guys that had faux hawks that were like CEOs of major corporations. And I took them into her office and I said, now these 3 people have faux hawks and they are all CEOs of major corporations, so apparently it's acceptable within the business. She was like, okay, I just ask you to think about it. I was like, yeah, I thought about it, and I thought, no, I'm not going to change my hair. Oh, man, those were the days. But I can remember my mom and I, like, do you know what's, I was sitting on that porch, like, watching TV, and it just, like, pouring down rain like this, and it would never be, like, it would never get cool enough where you had to close the windows. It would just get cool enough that you could, like, lay on the floor with, like, a little blanket, and it would just be enough, you know what I mean? I love that so much. And, do you know what's funny, though, is, like, I don't know if it's, like, the grid that we're on or whatever, but, like, our electricity and our neighbor's electricity goes out a lot in our neighborhood. Like, we're one of the only 2 that it does. It hasn't done it for a while, but it used to go out a lot. Like, in the winter, when power lines would, like, snap because of ice and stuff. And then in the summer and in the spring, when we would have tornadoes, and summer in Indiana is tornadoes too. Tornado warnings and wind gusts and heavy rain and thunder, or heavy rain and like thunderstorms. But we haven't had that in quite some time. But you know what's so funny is, especially like growing up with my house back in the woods, like, we never had that. Like, we never, ever, ever had our electricity. I don't remember our electricity going out when I was a kid, ever. Now, at my dad's house, it did all the time. And But when he built his house, he was the very first one on the extended. So my dad's like on a street and then on a private street. He's on a private drive, and he was like the very first one on the private drive, and it like is like kind of off on an island, and so like they had to put power lines out on this extended part of like the land. And so, like, his electricity would go out all the time, and I hated it. I especially hated it when I was out there all alone or, like, house sitting for them. Like, I mean, I would stay, like, he would have me house sit when I was, like, 16 and 17. Like, not really house sit, but if they were out of town for the weekend, I could stay there. And he didn't really care, which is so interesting to me in retrospect, because they didn't really trust me, but they let me, you know. I had a party one time, and by party I mean 4 people, and one of my friends robbed my stepmom blind. She stole a huge bottle of perfume from my stepmom, and she stole a diamond tennis bracelet and denied it. I didn't even know it had happened. I like had no clue. Like, my parents knew my friends. Like, they loved my friends. And she was a friend of mine, like, I had known since, like, kindergarten, but, like, not a really great friend. Like, at that point, we weren't really that close anymore. But we were good enough friends that she came out there to hang out and go boating for the day and go swimming and stuff like that. And, I just, to this day, I cannot believe that she did that. Like, a diamond tennis bracelet she stole from my stepmom. My parents came home, and I mean to tell you, it was literally less than 24 hours later, they had a bolt on their bedroom door. And if they weren't there, that door was bolted. That's how choices that your friends make really can, you know, affect who you are as a person. I remember I had a friend of mine back in the day, and he was making some relationship decisions that, I don't know, I didn't necessarily agree with, but they didn't affect me, if that makes sense. And, but I thought they were hurtful to his partner. And I was talking to my other friend about it, who was also really good friends with him. And, like, we were talking about it. This is where, like, other people teach me about how to be a better person, because I don't even think that way sometimes. This is like 20 years ago. This conversation happened. I can remember exactly where I was, too, where I was driving. And I said to him, I said, you know, I go, yeah, like, we all know that's what he does, but, like, I mean, we're his close friends. It's not like we can judge him. And my friend said to me, and this is a friend of mine that I feel a very high moral standard. And he said, absolutely, we can judge him. And he goes, because if we stand by his side when he's making these choices and we condone that behavior, then that behavior is representative of who we are as people too. And basically what we're saying is that we're okay with that. And he goes, and I'm not okay with that. I was like, well, all right. I never thought of it that way, you know? And today I do think of it that way. You know, and I'm not perfect by any means, and I know that, but if I have a friend of mine that is engaging in some behaviors that, like, I'm not talking about, like, dangerous behaviors, like, hurtful to other people, like, physically. You know, I'm talking about, like, I don't know, I can't even think of something, I don't know. But, like, if they're doing something that I just think is problematic, I'm not the moral compass of my friends, but if I can imagine myself having a conversation like I did with my friend over about somebody else, about him, or her, or whoever it would be today, and they would be like, well, why is their friend, do you condone that? And I would have to defend why I stay their friend, even though I know that that goes on. I will say something to my friend. Like, I will have the conversation. Like, I think you really need to think about what you're doing or how you're behaving, you know? That doesn't necessarily mean that I'll stop being that person's friend if they don't stop that behavior. Like, I don't live my life that way, that people have to change their lives according to Peter. But it does make me think about who they are as people if they're unwilling to listen to what their closest friends have to say to them, you know? My closest friends tell me what I need to hear, not what I want to hear. But they say it in a kind and compassionate way. And that way I also actually hear what they have to say. Because when somebody says something to you in a kind and compassionate way, typically you hear it a little bit more than if they say it to you in a nasty way. But like Tanya, for example, Tanya has no problem whatsoever, saying to me something about, well, I think you ought to think about this, or I think you ought to think about that, or whatever, And I know she says that to me not because she thinks she's better than me, or not because she thinks she knows more than me, but because she cares about me and she loves me. I know that. And so if she cares enough to say something and put herself out there out on a limb, then I have to really, take a step back and go, maybe I ought to listen to what she has to say. Like, what do I have to lose? A really quick way to get out of my life is if I feel like our entire relationship is one-sided conversations that go your way. I just get bored of that very quickly. People that just, all they do is talk about themselves, and they just want to complain a lot, and they don't ever want to listen to any suggestions. And if you offer any suggestions, what they say is, well, you don't really understand, or you don't really know, or there's no way you could possibly, okay, then what do you need from me? Just to sit here for the next 10 lunches and just listen to you vent about your horrible life that isn't horrible? Sometimes I just don't have it in me, It's hard when you've done like what I did for 20 years. You work with people that pull themselves up by the bootstraps, the majority of them, and you see a lot of people really successful because they busted their asses, pulling themselves up by their bootstraps and going out there and making successful lives. It's hard then to have friends that complain about things, in their lives that they act like they have no control over whatsoever, and they have absolute control over. It's like, I don't know. Like, I always just think to myself, well, like Precious, the movie Precious, if she can make it out and be successful, the rest of us can too. You know what I mean? Like, my life's just not that grand for me to complain about. And when I start thinking that it is, then I think I'm unique. And then I think I'm, I don't mean unique in a good way, like it being an individual, because we all are, but I mean like that my problems are unique to the rest of the world. And when I start thinking that my problems are unique to the rest of the world, I put myself in a very scary category, because what I've said is nobody can relate to me, and my problems are worse than everybody else's, and that's just not the case. Just is not the case, And I want to go up and see these houses again. Where's that library? Where was the library the last time? I drove through those houses. That was so pretty. But I just don't have that luxury in my life. Or I guess I do, but I choose not to live that way. I choose not to live thinking, oh, my life is so horrible. Because my life is not horrible. My life is awesome. I have an amazing life, and I'm so thankful for it. And, I need to remember that. I need to remember that on the daily. Because your life can change like that. These houses, did you not see my video the other day? Can we just talk about this house for a second? Look at that house. Look at that. I'm gonna have to turn the lights off so you guys can see it. Look at that. Absolutely adorable houses. Look at this. And they're all lit up. I love this street so much. It's so pretty. Look at that little house. I would love to live there. I feel like I'm strolling through Haddonfield, Illinois. The home of Michael Myers and Halloween. Ah! Oh my gosh. Oh, the air is like wet outside. I love that. I know people think that's funny that I like humidity and stuff, but I do. I'm gonna go up here and get lost because I have no idea where I'm going, but that's okay. Maybe I'll find some other cute houses. God, this whole area is cute. Gosh. Look at this. I mean, here's your little, I mean, there is your typical white picket fence little house. That house is probably about $1 million knowing this area. Oh, this one's wanting to turn. Okay. This kind of reminds me of a college town a little bit through here. Is this the street that I want? No. Let me find my way back to the main strip and then I will end this. If you have been... That's not it. If you are doing my... Where is it at? Am I lost? If you're doing my... No, here it is. If you're doing... It's brick cobblestone street. I love it. This is Zionsville, Indiana. If you're ever in Indianapolis, you should come to Zionsville. It's really cute. If you're doing my book club, I have put out the final reading list. It's on the Goodreads. Oh my God, that house is for sale. And that house... I want to buy a house over here. Alex would never. Actually, he'd be like, yeah, sure, let's go. He probably would like to live over here more than where we live now. Oh, they're not houses for sale. They're new construction. What does that mean? Because there doesn't even seem like there's a lot there. If you are doing my reading, if you're part of Peter's book club, the final reading list is up over on my Goodreads group, and it is also in my last booktube video that I did about the book club, which is called the final reading list or something like that. So you can go over there and check it out. I tried to pick really diverse books so that everybody has different books that they like, and you can read all of them or some of them or whatever. So anyway, I'm excited about it. And I think that's about it. I'm gonna get off here now and listen to my audiobook. And I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.